IVM.
Hi, I'm Zarina Poonawalla, your peak performance coach, life coach, emotional intelligence practitioner, and NLP practitioner. I'm also the founder of Abso Expertise Unique, and my organization constantly aims at building leaders across continents. After having worked with so many dynamic business honchos, entrepreneurs, startups, CEOs, management gurus, parents, and student communities worldwide, I am convinced that every individual has unleashed potential, and all we really need to do is realize it. Watch the magic unfold, enhance quality of life, relationships, and professions. On my show, be ready for some riveting conversations with inspirational people, snippets, stories, and much more. So here I am on this exceptional journey to find empowerment and inspiration anywhere I can. Come join me on this breathtaking path of self-realization, potential maximization, positivity, and most of all, embrace your inner power. You are on your way to empowering yourselves. Welcome to the Empowering Series with Zarina Poonawalla.
Forgiveness is one of the hardest things you have to do in your life, and none of us have an escape from it. You either have asked for forgiveness or have been asked to forgive. In fact, most times you have had to forgive those who never apologized. And so the question, why does asking or giving forgiveness mean so much? Why do we not sometimes find it in ourselves to forgive? And no, I'm not in your place and I'm not living your life. So you might want to say, Zarina, you don't understand how it feels. You're right about that. But believe me, forgiveness is so universal, I haven't escaped it either. Let me heal with you. Why is it so hard to forgive? It's hard to forgive because you believe that unless the person shows remorse, apologizes, looks for redemption, or humbles thyself, they are not worthy of your forgiveness. It is hard to forgive because you think forgiveness is excusing a person or letting them off the hook and giving them the freedom and the power to hurt you again. It's hard to forgive because you are afraid this person will walk right back into your life as though nothing ever happened and make you feel unsafe, unstable once again. It's hard to forgive because every time you see this person, you remember that hurt and pain and damage they've done to your life, and it boils your blood just to think how they live as though they did nothing wrong. It's hard to forgive because you feel like giving forgiveness means this person is no longer bound to feel guilty about their actions, and the thought of that disturbs you. It's hard to forgive because the person who offended you and left you hurting never goddamn asked for that apology. So how can you forgive someone who is not sorry? It's hard to forgive because sometimes it's about revenge. Let me do what they have done to me. It's hard to forgive because you are still hurting. Forgiveness doesn't mean you let a person back in your life. It doesn't mean you allow them to waltz into your life and pretend like it's all good. It doesn't even mean that if they showed you remorse, they won't hurt you again. But forgiveness isn't about them. It's about you. It's about what it brings to you. It's about cutting that cord and moving forward. It's about letting no one have the power to hurt you and leave you that way because you don't deserve it. It's about you taking charge of who deserves to stay and who deserves to go. It's about letting go that baggage you hold on to on behalf of someone who doesn't feel the weight of their actions. It's about not allowing pain and hurt to devour you and rip you off the chances and choices that you won't take with your life, which may bring you joy. It's about not allowing pain and hurt to devour you and rip you off the chances and choices you won't take with your life. Those choices, those chances that can actually bring you joy. It's about your sanity, your peace, your happiness. Whether to forgive or not is entirely your prerogative. But don't let anyone deprive you of the life you deserve, because their offense is not bigger than the life you have in front of you. So while you might think why it's so hard to forgive, it's also important to think how small a person's actions can be in front of your big, precious life. Be safe, be well, be empowered.
If you liked this podcast, don't forget to check out other interesting podcasts on the IVM network. You can listen to us on the IVM Podcast app or ivmpodcast.com. You can also follow us on our social media. We are at IVM Podcasts on Twitter and Instagram.
I hope you enjoyed that show. If you aren't following us on social media, please do. We're IVM Podcasts on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. I'd like to thank our sponsors this week, Storytel and thewholetruthfoods.com. So, great week on the network. Number of really interesting shows for you guys to check out. Here are a couple of the ones that I would like to highlight for you. Check out This Round Is On Me. Gauri Devi Dayal talks to her husband Jay Yusuf about mixing business and pleasure. They're the husband and wife business partners at Food Matters Company. Give it a shot. Really fun show. On Nankari, they speak about chaat, the queen of the street foods. A fun episode. They canvass the beauty and romance of street food, its cultural importance in a city, and they also discuss the unfortunate harassment that street vendors sometimes go through. On Paisa Vaisa, we had Madhuchanda. They joined Anupam talking about the budget and the different aspects of it. Storytellers and Storytellers features Shreyansh Pandey, creator of Kulak. A great conversation and some interesting insights into facilitating and nurturing writers. Do check that out. On Thale Harate, the Kannada podcast, Mansi Prasad spoke to Pawan Srinath about the history and appreciation of Indian music. It's a really interesting conversation. They discuss classical music and how it evolved in India, what are the various musical instruments and how they developed. Really fun, interesting stuff. And with that, I hope to see you again next week.
From uncensored and unfiltered chats with the who's who of the entertainment industry, I, Siddharth Kannan, bring your very heartcake chat show called Candid Kannan. Tune in every Friday on the IVM Podcast app or wherever you get your podcasts.